Our world is built upon the ruins of civilizations so mysterious and advanced that they challenge our understanding of time and technology. From gigantic stones carved with laser-like precision that no tools of their time should have been able to shape, to monuments aligned perfectly with the stars as if their builders understood something far beyond the knowledge of their age. These sites are built with a level of engineering accuracy that still raises questions. So, are these just amazing feats of human skill, or do they point towards something history may have forgotten long ago? Kailasa Temple, the ancient monolithic marvel. The Kailasa Temple at Ellora is one of the most mysterious architectural structures ever created, and even after centuries it still leaves behind a chilling question. How did ancient builders carve something this massive with such impossible precision? Back in 1819, a group of British officers searching the forests near Ellora noticed what looked like the upper section of a hidden structure rising from the rocky hillside. But as they moved closer, they realized something was not right. The structure was not hidden beneath the mountain. The mountain itself had been carved into a temple, and what stood before them was the Kailasa Temple, the largest monolithic temple in the world, cut downward from a single volcanic basalt cliff. Every staircase, hallway, pillar, and shrine was shaped directly from the same solid rock. Nothing was brought in from somewhere else. Nothing was assembled piece by piece. The entire complex was carved out of the mountain itself with a level of precision that still feels disturbing to understand today. Historians believe the temple was created during the 8th century using hammers and iron chisels, but the scale of the work raises serious questions. Nearly 400,000 tons of stone had to be removed from the top downward while preserving the final design with almost perfect accuracy. And even a single wrong cut could have destroyed the entire structure forever. Inside this temple, the mystery only deepens. There are massive columns standing in ideal symmetry, detailed carvings covering entire walls, and chambers where sound moves in odd ways. Certain sections align with sunlight during specific times of the year, suggesting a deeper understanding of engineering and positioning. Even now, this temple does not feel like an ordinary monument from the ancient world. It feels like the surviving mark of a forgotten knowledge lost somewhere in human history. And human history, as we know, may still be missing pieces of the actual truth. The stone spheres of Costa Rica. Costa Rica is known for its thick rainforests, wild rivers, and ancient landscapes. But hidden across the Decus Delta is one of the strangest examples of precision ever seen in the ancient world. In 1939, workers clearing jungle land for the United Fruit Company came across huge stone spheres buried beneath the earth. Some were small, while others stood over 8 feet tall and weighed more than 15 tons. As more of the jungle was cleared, dozens of these perfectly rounded stones began appearing across the valley, in lines, triangles, and geometric arrangements that looked far too deliberate to be random. Many workers believed the spheres contained hidden treasure, so several were drilled into and damaged with dynamite. But inside, there was nothing except solid stone. There were no burial chambers or any kind of markings. In fact, there is no clear explanation for why they were created with such unusual accuracy. The spheres are believed to have been made by the extinct Decus culture between 700 and 1500 AD, long before Spanish contact. Most were carved from gabbro, which is an extremely hard volcanic rock transported from the Talamanca Mountains several miles away. But what continues to disturb archaeologists is the precision itself. Researchers studying the largest spheres discovered that some differ from a perfect sphere by less than a tiny fraction, a level of shaping that would require remarkable measurement and control even today. But the people connected to the site are believed to have had no advanced metal tools or machinery. Some spheres even appear aligned with solar positions and cardinal directions, but no written records, construction methods, or detailed explanations survived. It is almost as if whoever created them understood geometry and positioning in ways later generations totally forgot. And according to mythical stories, these perfectly round stones came from the mythical island of Atlantis. The Pumapunku Stone Code. What truly makes Pumapunku so mysterious is not only the massive size of its stones, but the insane precision of the cuts, angles, and surfaces carved into them. This site in the Bolivian Andes continues to disturb archaeologists, engineers, and historians. In 1945, the archaeologist Arthur Posnansky studied the ruins and became convinced that the stonework at Pumapunku did not look like ordinary ancient architecture. Scattered across the plateau were gigantic blocks of andesite and diorite weighing more than 100 tons. But the real mystery appeared in the details. Many stones contain perfectly straight grooves, smooth drilled holes, sharp inner corners, and symmetrical cuts that seem almost impossible to create with primitive tools. Some blocks were shaped like interlocking pieces designed to connect only with specific counterparts, almost like components from a massive mechanical system rather than parts of a temple. Experts examining the site discovered measurements so exact that some surfaces vary by only a tiny fraction of an inch. Several stones contain right angles and polished faces so precise that they resemble the output of modern industrial equipment. To reproduce similar cuts, experts have used ancient hand tools, but they repeatedly failed. And this raises tough questions about how these shapes were originally created. The mystery deepens even further when considering transportation. The nearest known quarry sits miles away across rough terrain and water, yet the blocks were somehow moved and positioned with remarkable alignment. Local legends claim the site was built by divine beings in a single night. Well, whether myth or memory, Pumapunku continues to stand as one of the strongest and strangest challenges to our understanding of precision in ancient architecture and the forgotten knowledge of the long-lost ancient world. The true north of Giza. Back in 1925, British surveyors returned to the Great Pyramid of Giza with modern measuring instruments and discovered something that didn't make sense. The pyramid was aligned almost perfectly with true north, south, east, and west, with a margin of error so tiny that many modern buildings still fail to achieve the same level of accuracy today. So, this was not supposed to be possible for a structure built more than 4,500 years ago. What's shocking is that the ancient Egyptians had no satellites, compasses, or advanced surveying equipment. And yet the pyramid still stands in great alignment with the earth itself. The Great Pyramid was built from nearly 2.3 million limestone blocks, some weighing more than 15 tons. But what continues to puzzle experts is not only its size, but the precision of its foundation and orientation. The base remains almost perfectly level across a massive area, while the structure points toward true north with unbelievable accuracy. Historians believe the Egyptians may have used stars or shadows to guide the alignment, but repeated experiments using ancient methods have never fully matched the same result. Some researchers believe the builders possessed a deeper understanding of geometry, astronomy, and Earth's movement than history normally credits them with. Others point toward the pyramid's position on the planet itself, noting strange mathematical relationships connected to its location and orientation. Over the years, several attempts to conduct deeper scans and advanced structural studies around the Giza Plateau were delayed or denied, adding even more mystery to the site. In fact, even today, the Great Pyramid feels less like an ordinary tomb from the Egyptian era and more like a structure built with a level of precision that still isn't feasible. The Baalbek Platform Enigma. In Lebanon, beneath the ruins of the Roman Temple of Jupiter at Baalbek, there is one of the heaviest stone foundations that still sparks confusion. The platform contains gigantic megalithic blocks known as the trilithon stones, each weighing close to 1,000 tons. Nearby, another unfinished stone in the quarry weighs even more. What continues to puzzle engineers is not only their size, but the precision with which they were cut, moved, and positioned. The stones were shaped with remarkably straight edges and fitted together so tightly that almost no space exists between them. They were transported uphill across uneven terrain without cranes, modern machinery, or any known lifting system capable of handling such weight. Even today, moving a single block of that size would require highly specialized engineering equipment. The Roman structures above the platform are well documented, but many researchers believe the foundation itself is far older than the temple resting on top of it. No written records explain who built the platform or how the stones were transported into position. There are no surviving construction tools or evidence showing how ancient workers solved the enormous logistical challenge before them. Ground scans beneath the site later revealed strange underground anomalies, suggesting the presence of hidden chambers or deeper structures beneath the platform itself. But then, for some unknown reason, further excavation requests were denied. For many historians, Baalbek represents more than an ancient construction site. It stands as a disturbing reminder that parts of human history may still be missing and incomplete, because whatever civilization placed those megalithic stones into position possessed a level of planning, engineering, and precision that still feels simply impossible to fully understand today. The underground hydraulics of Teotihuacan. In 2003, while conducting a routine geophysical survey beneath the ancient city of Teotihuacan, archaeologists found something completely unexpected beneath the Temple of the Feathered Serpent. Hidden below layers of stone and earth rested a vast underground network of tunnels, chambers, and an advanced hydraulic system that had remained untouched for centuries. Nothing about these structures appeared accidental. There are narrow stone channels carved with smooth curves, carefully measured slopes that control the movement of water, and underground reservoirs positioned with surprising accuracy beneath the temple itself. But what made the discovery even stranger were the materials found inside the tunnels. Researchers found traces of pyrite and magnetite spread across the walls, minerals known for their reflective and magnetic properties. In some sealed sections, archaeologists even found liquid mercury hidden beneath the structure, something almost never discovered in ancient construction sites. Engineers studying the tunnels noticed that the underground gradients remained remarkably consistent, allowing water to flow evenly through the system without interruption. That level of precision would require careful planning, measurement, and an advanced understanding of hydraulic control. But the civilization connected to Teotihuacan was never believed to possess such engineering capabilities beneath the earth. So, how did these ancient builders truly build it? The Hittite Water Tunnel. Beneath the ruined capital of the Hittite Empire, hidden under layers of rock and silence, lies a structure that should never have existed in the Bronze Age. In 1907, while excavating the ancient city of Hattusa in modern-day Turkey, archaeologist Hugo Winkler found a massive underground tunnel carved directly through solid bedrock. But the deeper his team explored, the less it resembled a simple passageway. The tunnel stretched for thousands of feet beneath the hillside with smooth walls, curved ceilings, and a carefully controlled incline designed to move water through the underground system with incredible balance. The slope remained so precise across the entire length that modern engineers later found only tiny changes in elevation over huge distances. There were no visible corrections or signs of careless excavation. Everything appeared measured before the first cut was ever made. Unlike later aqueducts exposed to sunlight and weather, this system remained entirely underground, protected from contamination and evaporation. Some sections even showed strange glass-like surfaces, where the stone appeared partially melted or fused together. But no surviving Hittite records explain how such work was carried out more than 3,000 years ago. Even stranger were the hidden chambers branching away from the tunnel itself. Some of them made unusual echoes whenever water moved through the passages, while others were sealed behind enormous stone slabs marked with symbols that researchers still cannot understand today. And that is what makes the tunnel beneath Hattusa so strange. It does not feel like normal ancient engineering. It feels like the remains of a forgotten system, built with a level of planning and precision that is impossible to explain. The impossible wall of Sacsayhuamán. Hidden high in the mountains above Cusco stands a stone fortress that seems to ignore the limits of ancient construction. Sacsayhuamán is built from gigantic megalithic blocks, some towering over 30 feet high and weighing hundreds of tons. But the real mystery is not their huge size. It is the way they were shaped. Every stone carries a completely different form. Some contain sharp angles, deep curves, and uneven edges, yet they connect together with shocking precision. There is no mortar holding the walls in place. Still, the stones sit against one another so tightly that even a thin razor blade cannot pass through the gaps. The walls twist across the hillside in enormous zigzag patterns, stretching for hundreds of feet. Earthquakes that destroyed Spanish buildings nearby failed to break these ancient walls apart. The stones absorbed the movement and remained standing exactly where they were placed centuries ago. Engineers who examined the structure noticed something unusual in the design. Many stones contain inward cuts and interlocking edges that spread pressure across the walls instead of concentrating it in one place. The construction feels less like ordinary masonry and more like a carefully engineered system built to survive force and movement. Yet no written records explain how these blocks were cut, transported, or lifted into position at such high elevation. No tools matching the precision of the stonework were ever discovered. Only the walls remain, standing silently in the Andes, still holding together with a level of accuracy that continues to unsettle anyone who studies them closely. What are your thoughts about these ancient architectures? Drop your theories down below. And be sure to like this video and subscribe. We'll see you soon.